I am nervous about what is going to take place tomorrow. So Trump is supposed to be meeting with Putin in Alaska. Finally, I think they're going to have their face-to-face that they should have had months ago. And I'm nervous. I am nervous. I think I have every right to be nervous because the last time Russia sat down to try to talk to us, or Europe, Ukraine sneak attacked them and blew up a bunch of their artillery and transportation. There was damage done to their military, and I mean, we have screwed Russia over more times than I can even count. I mean, I'm just looking at what happened with the Donbass, like from 2014 on, with all the bombings and thousands of deaths. This is Ukraine versus Ukraine, apparently. And we're not talking like both sides, okay? We're talking about the people in the western part of Ukraine attacking the people in the eastern part of Ukraine. And this went on for over a decade. Bet you haven't heard much about this, but that is literally part of the reason why Russia finally decided to do something, aka invade Ukraine, because their Russian-speaking citizens were, well, not only being blown up, but also after Zelensky was elected, he was supposed to be elected on unifying the Ukrainian and Russian people. Yeah, the opposite happened, and they said they did not want any government agencies speaking Russian. They were trying to get it out of school systems and workplaces. Yeah, okay, well, that's the opposite of uniting. That's like trying to eliminate the second most popular language in your country. So that is, again, part of the reason why Putin invaded. They, most of these people are living in these areas who felt not very safe, wanted to join Russia, to have Russia come and collect them, basically, to claim them as their own. And boom, we've got this crazy war, and the West, my country, Europe, all of our allies, all lying about what's going on there, trying to keep certain things from you, like Ukraine has not been winning. I don't know if there was a point where they were ever winning, okay? Russia has lost a lot of people, but so has Ukraine. And just assume that the numbers that they give you for how many Russian casualties there are is actually applying to the Ukrainian people. They don't want to tell you this, but they have at least as many casualties as Russia. Maybe more. It's pretty bad. The men are being pulled off the street and used as cannon fodder. I didn't want to get into a whole spiel about the Ukrainian-Russia war. We're not even talking about how we basically set Russia up for the Minsk Accords so that we could take the time that we were supposed to be having peace and arm Ukraine for future military intervention, or who knows. It's like not me, but it's like the United States, our military industrial complex, they wanted to upset Russia. They wanted to provoke Russia, and they did provoke Russia. It took years of provocation and the threat that Ukraine would join NATO in order for Putin to be like, okay, that's it. I'm rolling in here. United States, you should understand what it is like to have, well, for one thing, we said that the NATO would not expand all the way to like Russia borders. And that's literally all that we've been doing for the last 20 years, just more and more expansion. Ukraine is literally on the Russian border, and we want to set up NATO shop there. No wonder Russia doesn't really want that. Okay, this is exactly the same thing that we accused Russia of doing during the Cuban Missile Crisis. Did we put up with that? No. We almost went to war over that because Russia was keeping their missiles in Cuba, and Cuba is like right next door. No, Ukraine is literally on Russia's border, okay? When we were having such a problem with the Cuban Missile Crisis, Cuba is an island in the water, okay? It is not right next to the United States. Ukraine is literally on the border of Russia. That's what this whole conflict has been about. Ukraine not joining NATO. And yet we kept threatening it. It seems like Europe still thinks this is a great idea. And I'm really hoping that when Trump was like, you know what, Zelensky, no, we're not going to do this anymore. That was great. He did that a couple of months ago. What happened? I know, the influence of Lindsay Graham and all the war hawks. I wish that Trump would not listen to these people, listen to Vance, listen to the younger people, okay? Boomers want war. They're used to war. They get money from war. The younger people, no. We don't benefit from war, okay? We go to war and we die. Or we know somebody that's been drafted and they've come back completely fucked in the head because of whatever they saw or had to do in Afghanistan. We need peace. And I'm praying so very hard that this is achieved when Trump goes to Alaska to meet with Putin. But I am 50% terrified that Ukraine is going to do something to attack Russia while they're supposed to be doing, I don't know, ceasefire. Not that Russia doesn't want a ceasefire, okay? They keep saying they don't want a ceasefire. You know why? Because they want the end of the war. They don't want this war anymore. It's a financial drain on them. And it's just, listen, territories that Russia has now, they're going to be Russian territories, okay? Whatever Ukraine's got now, Ukraine, you keep, I don't know, Odessa, keep Kiev. Yes, I still say Kiev. And I don't know, just like the whole western part of Ukraine, you know, wherever Putin hasn't touched, that's yours. You guys can keep that. But Crimea, Donbass, and a few other places are going to be Russian territories. So I'm just kind of curious, what do you guys think? Do you think that this meeting is actually just a distraction so that Ukraine can attack Russia, just like they did the last time that we said that we wanted to meet for peace? And also, remember, this is what happened with Iran as well. They wanted to sit down and talk about peace or dismantling nuclear weapons. And what happens? Israel bombs the crap out of them while we're supposedly meeting and talking about peace. And then Trump basically says that he knew all about it. So how can I trust you, Mr. President? How can I trust you when you literally stabbed Russia in the back and went around right after that and stabbed Iran in the back? And I know I'm going to get a lot of hate from all of the Trump supporters and the people that are like, I don't know, yay, war. I'm not with you on this, guys. And when I tell you they're lying to you about most of what they're talking about as far as Ukraine and Russia are concerned, remember that lies also include lies by omission. There's a lot that they are not telling you. I recommend that you check out Ukraine on Fire if you want just a little taste of why this conflict has been going on for so long. Okay, guys, thanks for watching. Crossing my fingers, nothing bad happens during this summit. Just peace. Just please, please pray for peace. I'll see you guys next time. God bless America. Bye.